Nerdshit in the dark. You better not wanna bark, because if you bark, we will kill you. Chase, your turn.
That's what we'll do.
Yep. Spit
That's
something.
what we'll do.
Spit something.
We'll fucking kill.
Yeah, we'll kill you
Fucking
too.
you.
A fuck of you. Nerdshit in the dark.
Coming at you now. What's going on, shitters?
What's up, everyone?
Here we are again. Another beautiful night here at Nerdshit in the Dark podcast.
Yep, and as you could probably tell, there's something different.
There's something a little different here tonight.
Something
in
a little
Nerdshit in
different.
the Dark. Now, I'm here, like most nights.
Right?
Every podcast thus far, at least I've been here. But we have a different guest on the show tonight.
Yeah, Braden,
Yeah.
or should I say Brad, couldn't make it.
Yes.
So,
Braden the Brad Neilster. Sex appeal Neil.
I am Braden's evil twin brother, Craden.
Craden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'm filling in for my brother today.
Yeah.
That's why my
the
voice...
better looking brother.
Yeah, that's why my voice sounds like this.
Yeah.
It's because I'm evil, and that's why. So
He's just an evil dude.
I'm just evil. I just like to do evil things.
Tell me about some of the evil things you like. They know Braden is this really nice, good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Brad.
Hate him though.
Brad.
Hate him though. Yeah.
You do hate him. You guys
Yeah, I also go by Crad.
We grew up together too, just like
we did. Yeah,
Braden did.
yeah. But I was always like in the background.
Yeah.
Kind of like just seething, you know.
His voice.
Just being evil.
It's like, you're fucking weird.
Yeah, I never got accepted because of my evil voice, and that, turned me evil more so than I already was.
Yeah.
And yeah, so like some of the evil things I like to do, I like to laugh in like thunderstorms and stuff, like cackle, and then like if the lightning comes from behind.
You're like your best cackle here.
Oh
wow!
Yeah,
so
that's my evil laugh.
I love it.
Yeah, you should hate it. It's not supposed to
Cool.
bring joy.
Anything else?
I like to take candy from babies.
Wow. I'm about to have a baby. You're gonna take candy from that?
Yeah, our little nephew, I take candy from him all the time.
Wow.
He hates it. He hates me.
I don't blame him. I hate you already.
Yeah, and
I'm sad Braden can't actually be here.
yeah, and I enjoy genocide.
Wow.
Yep.
What's your favorite? If you could pick
My favorite genocide.
We won't hold you against it. Remember, you're evil. You're not
The Assyrians.
the Syrians.
The Assyrians.
Okay. Oh, the Assyrians.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
they did a few good ones.
You ever see the movie Hotel Rwanda?
Yep.
About the Hutus and the Tutsis?
Yep, I know all about the
That's probably my favorite
Tutsis.
genocide, just because of that movie. Like, it's thanks to that genocide.
That's a good movie.
I got Don Cheadle.
Good movie to make a genocide.
Good genocide, good movie. Every good genocide gets a good movie out
Yep.
of it. So that's cool. That's fun.
Yep.
Well, I'm glad you could be here tonight. Like, I've been dying to do this podcast. I wanted to do it with Braden, but he was busy.
Yeah, he's busy doing
things.
goody two shoes stuff. Probably, I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably helping ducks cross the road. Fucking, am I right?
So he did that dumb Africa thing where he was trying to help people, and guess what? Look at how that worked out.
Fucking blew up in his face.
All right, well, I'm glad you could be on tonight. Well, you've listened to the show, so you kind of probably know how things go.
Yeah, I've been a shitter for a while.
You've been a shitter for some time. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Well.
I only like when you give negative reviews of things, though.
Really?
I don't like when you talk positively about things.
Wow. Me personally, or like both of us?
Both of you. I just hate your fucking voices.
Well, that's too bad, because I feel like everything I'm going to talk about tonight is my voice and positive stuff that I like. So.
Yeah, well, I guess I'll play along for the sake of all the other shitters out there.
Okay.
Not that I care what their experience is like, because I am evil.
You just don't want to ruin the show.
I don't want to ruin the show when it's my only spot on it, and you guys don't talk to me otherwise.
Right. Alright, well, cool, we'll dive into it. So, well, as you know, what we like to do to start off the show is do new nerd shit.
Yeah.
Which is where we talk about something that's new to
good.
us in the nerd world.
Mm-hmm.
For anybody who hasn't, listened thus far. Now that we're on Spotify, I like to, remind everybody.
Yeah, I remind them of your guys' segments.
Right, yeah.
I forget
And
sometimes.
I want to test a new one out tonight, so that'll be fun for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's delightful.
Yes. Wow, you ever said that word?
Delightful?
Yeah.
Only when I'm being sarcastic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cool. So, would you like to start? I've actually struggled. I don't have a whole lot of new nerd shit because Tears of the Kingdom, the new Zelda game, has literally consumed every fiber of my being.
Yeah.
My mom just yesterday was like, "Have you lost weight? You look skinny." I'm like, "I haven't worked out in 3 weeks because I've been playing goddamn Zelda."
Yep. So I do have some new nerd shit.
Cool.
Yeah.
Take me away to it.
So the first new nerd shit thing that I've been playing is The Forest with mine and Braden's friend Dylan Orchid.
Oh, dude, I've heard about Dylan.
Yeah. Good guy.
Good guy.
Yeah,
Braden seems to be a good friend of his.
Yep.
I've never met him, but Braden seems to like him.
Well, maybe Braden has other friends.
Nah.
Let's go on. Yeah. What do you?
Have you heard of anything about The Forest before?
I've never even heard of this.
Really?
It's a video game.
It's been around for a while. It's a survival game where you crash. Your plane crashes in the middle of this forest.
The titular forest.
The titular forest. Yeah.
The woods.
Yeah. You're in the woods,
Okay.
straight smack down there, yeah.
No.
Oh, were you gonna add something?
No.
Okay.
I was just laughing.
Why don't you control your fucking face then?
I'm sorry, Craig.
Yeah. Craden's talking, baby.
Go ahead.
Okay. And you have to build shelter. The mechanics of that are all really cool, like chopping down trees, and you actually have to carry logs and put together all this stuff, and you have to craft tools, standard survival stuff. But with the twist with the forest is that you're not alone in the forest.
Oh shit, you never really are.
Yeah, there's some spooky things.
Like bears?
Going on. Not bears. Oh,
Bears?
I wish it was bears. Boars. There's boars.
Boars, but not bears.
There are boars. I haven't seen any bears.
What? I've never seen any boars.
There's birds.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Bears, boars, and birds?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But those aren't the scary things.
Okay.
There is, spoiler alert for The Forest in case you're trying to check it out, there's humans in the forest, a tribe of humans that just love to fucking kill people. They love to, they're like savage and naked, and they don't talk to you, they just go like, ah!
Like gingers.
Yeah, and you don't know they're there at first, but they know you're there, and they'll like watch you from the trees and stuff, and every once in a while they'll come down and try and attack you, and so you have to find ways to beat them and stuff, and then you can burn their
get, like, weapons?
Yeah, you can burn their bodies, take their bones, and make bone weapons, bone armor, bone weapons.
That sounds intense.
Yeah.
That does sound intense.
Yeah,
This is a multiplayer game?
Yeah, it's a multiplayer game. You can have up to, I don't know how big of a server you can get up to, but you can get up pretty far.
You fill the woods up.
You fill the woods up, the whole forest. And yeah, it's just, you have to explore around the map. The map is huge. You have to, try and find the other airplane passengers, figure out what happened to them. Like the main quest.
There's a mystery.
Yeah, there's a mystery. The main quest, you had a son named Timmy that was on the plane with you, and he's missing. And so the main goal is to like find Timmy. You'll like find his little drawings like in different areas of the forest, but no sign of Timmy. So yeah, that's basically the main gist of the game. The crafting system is really cool. How they do it, you have like a tarp of all the stuff you collect, and you have to like find ways to combine them and make new tools and weapons and stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And like, kind of like The Last of Us, where you craft like
Yeah.
items and tools and shit?
Yeah.
Other games too, but...
Yeah.
What's the, not genre, but first person, third person, over top, what's the...
First person.
First person, okay.
First person.
Shooter.
First person shooter.
Shooter.
I haven't gotten any. I don't know if you can get guns or not. Yeah, I haven't found any guns, but I've made a bow and arrow, have a spear, have an axe.
How many hours have you logged into this game?
Not many, maybe 12 to 15.
Okay. Enough that if there were guns, I feel like you'd have one.
Yeah. But we keep finding more, like, cool stuff. There's caves that you have to go in and explore, too, and there's, like, creepy things in that cave.
That's how Zelda is, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything comparable to Zelda, you've got me.
Right. But it's really spooky, right? Like, there's not a lot of light. Like, it's very hard to see.
Is it always, like, nighttime, or is it...
It's night and day cycle, but they usually come at you at night. They sometimes can come at you during the day, and sometimes...
That's creepier.
Yeah, and sometimes they won't even come at you, but you can see them watching you.
Oh,
like,
God.
they'll like, just be in the distance, and you'll hear, like, a wah!
Oh, God. That is creepy.
Yeah, and they'll, like, you can, like, catch them, like, looking at you in the trees and stuff.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Just during the daytime.
Yep,
Oh, that's freaky.
They're
There
real
was
spooky.
a movie that I saw, I think it's called The Strangers, and it's this movie where these people stay at a house and these, like, fuckers with bags over their heads, like, terrorize them. The point of the story is the movie goes into daytime, and they're still there in, like, the daytime, and that fucked with me. Like, I was like, oh, man, like, I'm used to nighttime scaries, but daytime scaries are so much scary, so, like...
It's harder to pull off daytime scaries, but that's what makes them scary. If they're still scary in the daytime, you're fucked, you know?
Yeah. If somebody's not afraid of being seen, then they're even scarier.
Yeah, and with each night that passes in the game, it gets progressively harder. Okay. So, like, the first night, they usually don't attack you, like, it's pretty peaceful. And, like, the second night, they might send, like, 1 or 2 guys. And then, like, eventually they'll start sending bosses to you. With, like, squads of people, like 10 people that you have to fight. And it can get intense. I'm less scared of things that I can kill, so...
Same in life.
Once you get better weapons and stuff, they become less scary to me, at least, personally.
Yeah.
But it's still scary. It's still pretty scary.
It's kind of the vibe Resident Evil 4 had. Like, at first I was afraid of everything, and then...
Yeah, and you think the humans are the only thing you have to worry about. But they're just the low-level threat.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The boars.
The boars, yeah.
The real level threat.
They're the actual
birds.
threats. The boars and the birds are the real threat, yep.
Every little boy waits to hear the story of the boars and the birds.
Yep.
What else? I don't want to get too many spoilers, because this sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But what other, like, crazy, creepy crawlers are in the woods? The forest?
Well, it'd be spoilers.
Fair enough.
It'd be spoilers, but just know that they're not human.
Yeah.
Some supernatural things going on.
Oh, super. Okay.
Yeah.
The forest. I'm definitely going to look. If I had another computer to look at, which I do, my food's just sitting on it, I would look into this right now.
Yeah.
I'll look into it later.
You should. It's a fun game.
Sounds pretty fun.
Probably be way harder by yourself.
I would imagine.
But probably more
fun.
fun.
You got Dylan. Or Brad has Dylan.
Yeah, Brad.
Dylan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just watch them over the, like, over braided shoulder.
Yeah.
You just watch them and, you know, give them words of discouragement.
Right.
Because I hate those guys.
Yeah.
So...
Dylan Haters Club.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe.
I hate you too.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend, though.
That's true. Not in this case.
Okay. Alright, well that's cool. I'm gonna check that out. If other people check that out. You and Braden are always getting into some pretty interesting video games that I probably never look into.
We are. And to keep with the Ghosts theme, my other new nerd shit.
Throw it at me. Double it up.
It's called Phasmophobia. Ever hear of it? Means the fear of ghosts.
Oh, Phasmophobia.
Yeah, that's what you have.
Not
what me and Braden have, though, because we don't believe in ghosts, because we're not children.
Oh man, what the fuck? Okay. I don't know if I have Phasmophobia.
Oh, I know some people who do. And you do, too.
Alright. Go on, then. Tell me about Phasmophobia, the game, asshole.
So, it's a ghost hunting game. So, you can actually live out your ghost hunter's fantasy. You can be Zach. Baggins, yeah. You can be exactly like Zach Baggins.
Exactly.
You have all their tools and stuff. It's not based off of Ghost Hunters. It's its own thing. Ghost Adventures. Yeah. It's its own thing. But you have, like, you know, what do they call? EMF readers, video cameras. Polterpots.
I'll just name Ghost Adventure shit. But cool. Okay.
Yep, all of it. You can find Ouija boards and do a Ouija board.
Ouija board game.
Yep, and the whole premise is that you have to go into a house. Like, there's different maps and stuff. You have to find the room that the ghost is in, and you have to find 3 pieces of evidence to determine what kind of ghost it is. And there's a bunch of different types of ghosts with, like, their names. There's, like, spirits, onis, demons, all kinds of things. You know, banshees, wraiths.
Yes, I know the different types of ghosts.
Yeah, with different
spirits.
properties and stuff.
Yeah.
And you have to, like...
I watch Ghost Adventures.
Yeah, you get money by correctly identifying the ghost and getting the right pieces of evidence. And and there's like extra objectives you can do, like you got to get a picture of the ghost, that gets you more money. But your sanity level that you have at the beginning of the game slowly
It starts off completely insane. That's why you see the ghosts at all.
It progressively goes down.
Yeah.
The more you're in the house, and the more you're in darkness, and the more ghost hunting things you see, like the more ghost activity, the more your sanity goes down. And when it gets to around 50 to 60% is when the ghost can start hunting you. Yeah, and so you have to avoid the ghost hunting you, and it will do things to fuck with you, like it'll like shut a door on you and lock you inside, or it will...
what do you do once you're locked inside?
No, you die.
You die?
Yeah.
The ghosts kill you?
Yep.
Okay, that's fun. I wasn't sure if the ghosts just fuck with you or they could kill you.
No, it can fucking kill everyone.
Oh my god, okay.
Yeah. And it's spooky. It's spooky when it happens.
It's spooky when ghosts kill you.
Yeah. It's really spooky, especially because, like, it'll, like, turn off your light so it's, like, completely dark, and then you'll just see its, like, face pop out, and, like, yeah, and, like, sometimes you'll, like, be trying to run away from it, and your character runs really slow, too, by the way. Like,
yeah.
I don't know why. Like, that's not canon. Like, the humans would be running the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
But you're just going at a light jog. Yeah. And so, yeah, it can, like, shut doors on you, lock you inside, turn lights off, throw things at you, stuff like that. But it's really fun. Very scary. Would not recommend playing it by yourself because it's very hard.
It's another multiplayer game?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's up to 4 people you can have in a ghost hunting team. And you can only carry...
Just like Ghost Adventures.
Yep, you can only carry, like, up to 3 items at a time, including your flashlight. So, or no, yeah, 3 items at a time, plus your
It's like Doom 3.
Yeah. So you have to constantly go back into the van, switch out your gear and stuff.
And you don't get, like, what? You can't kill ghosts.
You can banish them.
Oh.
If you use your money to buy, like a crucifix or what they call smudge sticks.
Mm-hmm. I know the smudge sticks.
Yeah, the smudge sticks.
We do have some here.
Yeah. And so you can smudge a ghost.
You can.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, there are ways to fight them or to get them to back off, but yeah, it's very spooky, very hard to see a lot of the time because you just have a little flashlight.
See, okay, so I just want to say, I feel like a lot of these games that you play online sound like my kind of games. Like, I kind of fell off the online multiplayer video gaming lifestyle. Like, I used to play Halo and shit with my friends all the time, where the goal is to just kill other real life people.
Yeah.
This sounds more like you just get with your friends and you go and solve a mystery.
You would enjoy it, I think.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Not that I care what your enjoyment is.
Right, but maybe Braden and I could.
Maybe Braden and you would enjoy it.
That could be a fun one for us to put if we ever get our Twitch thing. You should watch.
And I would watch
4-player.
you guys die.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we might not.
And laugh. Giving you my cackle. Yeah.
Punch you.
But yeah, you should pop on every once in a while.
What are you playing that on? Xbox?
No, it's Steam.
Steam. Huh. Is it free? I'll dig around. I bet it's multi-platform or whatever that's called.
Yeah, it's like
crossplay.
I don't know, but it was like $15 on Steam.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not a
Steam Summer Sale should be coming up.
Expensive game.
Yeah. Dope.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. I would like to get into those kind of. I hate being competitive online anymore. I hate competition.
This is not a competition. This is a competition against the ghost.
Fuck yeah, it's a life competition.
That you don't fucking die.
Oh.
Yeah, so you're working together in a team.
It's good to have a team.
Yeah, great to have a team. Same with the forest. You're a team.
Yeah. Huh. Cool.
Yeah.
Those are some fun games. I'll have to check those out.
And the last new Nerdshit.
Oh my god, you have 3?
I have 3.
I love it, and you're cruising through them. That's
Yep.
what I really like. Go on, give me that third one, dog.
Is The Outer Wilds.
The Outer Wilds.
Now this one is
I think I have heard of this one.
It's a single player game. It's space exploration. You're an astronaut, part of this weird alien race. You have only one solar system that you can explore, but like each planet has its own like puzzles and mysteries and certain things that you have to go. Like
only one entire solar system.
Yeah,
that's it.
Compared to like No Man's Sky, where you can you know, travel the galaxy.
After like a few years of it being out.
Yeah. But it's really fun, like super realistic physics, which you need in a space game.
Physics are important.
Challenging, like I die all the time by just getting sucked out into space or falling off a planet.
Oh god, falling right off a planet?
I've done that before.
What kind of physics is that?
It's if you escape its gravity.
Oh,
because you have a jetpack.
That makes sense.
Yeah, you have a jetpack, so sometimes you can escape planet's gravity and hurtle into the sun.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Straight to the sun?
Yep.
Yikes.
Yeah, and it's fun. You can like do.
I like that.
You can live out your astronaut fantasy. The ship they give you is really cool.
It's one thing I never really had was an astronaut. As much as I like Star Wars and Space Bass, not to interrupt, but I'm scared shitless of ever being an astronaut.
Yeah, no, it's that's why it's a fantasy, because you never would actually become one.
No. Because
you have to be a peak human.
A peak Cuban?
A peak human.
Oh, okay. You don't look at this person right here in front of you and think peak human?
Did you go to an Ivy League school? Do you have a doctorate? Huh?
No.
You have a doctorate up there?
No.
I didn't think so.
Okay. Sorry. Go on.
Yeah,
Jerk.
But,
Miss Braden.
Yeah, my favorite thing to do is when you like fucking hit something in your ship and your ship's damaged in the middle of space and you gotta like do something about it. So you have to like go out into space and repair it, and you have to be really precise with the jetpack because you
fly off into the sun.
As you know, every action has an equal and opposite reaction, and there's no atmosphere in space.
Gandhi.
Yep, there's no atmosphere in space, so any like movement you do, you'll just keep going unless you like pull back and stuff.
Wow,
so
they really got the physics nailed.
Yep, so it's really precise and cool. You gotta worry about not getting sucked into other planets' gravity. There's black holes. There's space monsters.
Always space monsters.
That you have to avoid.
Like boars and birds.
Not boars and birds this time, but there are.
Oh man.
There are some fish.
Fish.
Yeah.
Oh, space fish.
Space fish.
Are there planet fish? Are there monsters on the planets?
I haven't found. It's not like combat. There's no combat, but it's all exploration and puzzles, pretty much. But it's very interesting. The story's very interesting, and I'm only probably almost halfway through it. But everything I read about the game is like your mind is going to be blown once you figure out what's actually going on. Because there's other weird.
There's a background story.
There's other weird things that are going on throughout. Like the whole premise, like you're in a loop. You're in a time loop pretty much, where every time you die, you wake back up. You'll see an explosion in the sky, and then you have to start from there.
Okay.
And so, you have to keep going through this time loop and figure out why you're in this time loop and how to get out of it and what the mysteries of the alien race that was there before you guys, what did they leave behind? Yeah.
Huh. Dang. These are some very cool, interesting little games you got going on.
Yep.
Outer Wilds.
Outer Wilds.
Outer Wilds. I think I've heard of this one, or at least remember when it came out. And heard stuff about it.
Yeah, it
Never.
has like a 98% on like review rating
Rotten
on Steam.
Tomatoes.
On Rotten Tomatoes,
Rotten
yeah.
Tomatoes.
Yep.
Huh. Cool. Well, I don't know if I'd look into that game. That's one I'd probably follow up with you if we ever speak again.
Yeah.
Is like how you still liking that one?
Yeah, because I'm gonna try and beat it.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Because I don't know, no combat. It's tough for me to play.
Yeah,
a game with
and you don't
combat.
like puzzles.
I mean, I don't mind puzzles.
You're pretty bad at them.
I'm not bad at puzzles. I'm pretty good at puzzles. I'll have you know.
You'd be bad at these
I
puzzles.
put 80 hours into Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. All right, no, that's all puzzles.
I think you'd be bad at these
Well,
puzzles.
why do you think that?
I don't know. You just have to check.
I'm not bad at puzzles. I just hate doing them sometimes.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, avoid this game. I don't want your feelings to be hurt
Okay. Well,
by how bad at the puzzles you'll be.
ouch.
So don't.
I won't.
Okay.
I don't want to play the fucking game. I'm mad you even brought it up. God, stupid game. Ugh.
Well, that's it. That's my.
That's
new
all you
nerd
got for
shit.
new nerd shit?
Yeah.
3 whole new nerd things?
3 whole new nerd
Wow,
things.
like first time on the show. You're just taking up all the time on the show.
Yep, that's what Craden does.
That's what Craden does.
Yep.
Well, it's good, because like I said, I was trying to come up with some new nerd shit. I was trying to, like, force myself to, like, maybe watch a show or something, but I couldn't.
But I just devoured your part of new nerd
I
shit with my new nerd shit.
No, I could still say something. I could still put
Well,
something.
say it.
But I just don't have anything.
Oh.
If I had something, I'd say it. But I already did. We talked Zelda on the last show, and I don't want to talk more about it.
People don't want to hear it.
I mean, they might. But
Stale.
maybe. It's consumed my whole life, man. It's
I
all
know.
I do. 80 hours or more is what my Switch says about how long I've played this game.
Right.
It's awesome. I love it. But
It's like over almost 4 days straight.
yeah. Feels like it. I can
Not just
definitely-
days, like 24-hour cycles.
It's like 2 weeks of work.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I've played at this game. It's only been out for 3 weeks. It's because I played at work. The only other thing that I really thought that I could bring up for new nerd shit was I watched this Superman animated movie that was on HBO Max. I think it came out a few years ago. I can't remember for the life of me what I think it was called. Superman Man of Tomorrow or something like that. The DC Universe did a cartoon series of movies for a very long time, and then they started, I don't know if they started over, but they started like a different chapter of that, kind of like what they're doing with their real life movies right now.
Yeah.
So it was like another origin Superman story of him like being adult Clark Kent and figuring out and like releasing himself to the world for them to all figure out that he's Superman. Not Clark Kent, but that Superman's on the planet. I found it really good. I found it fun. It was only like an hour and a half. If you dig Superman, which I do. The animation style is really fun. And
I enjoy Superman. I just never really got into his stories too much. Always was more of a Batman guy myself.
Here's the thing. Me too, for the longest time.
Yeah.
And then
I think Superman's cool.
I like Superman. I've loved him more as time. The thing is, the movie that everybody hates, Man of Steel. It's one of my. It's the movie that when I saw it, I was like, all right, Superman's pretty fucking dope. And
One
I
of the
kinda
only
dove into it more.
real American comic books I've read was a Superman comic book.
Oh yeah, what one?
All Star
Oh,
Superman.
that's a good one.
Yep.
Yeah. That in this movie universe, I don't know if it's the old one or the new one. There is a movie version of that. I almost watched it once. But
Yeah.
That is a pretty good comic.
It was good. Yeah.
Yeah. He has like a disease that's making him.
Yeah, he's dying.
Yeah. It's good shit. In this one, he fights. Lobo shows up.
Oh.
He kind of teams up with him, but he also fights him. It's a mixture. And then there's like this alien species that takes over this guy. It's a whole thing. And then Lex Luthor shows up, and there's a team up / not team up with him for a little bit. It's got a little bit.
I love when they
Lois
team up
Lane.
with the villains.
Yeah, and of course it's Lex Luthor, so he betrays him at some point. But
Right.
I thought that was a fun movie. Superman Man of Tomorrow. I think it's also based on a comic, like the All-Star Superman one is, but I never read the comic. I just watched the animated thing, so that was fun. But that's really all I got. And honestly, I watched that months ago. I just thought that would be a fun thing to bring up.
Right. No, yeah, I was brought up to All-Star Superman. That was a nice memory.
Yeah. When did you read that?
That was when I taught at the Christian school. Well, when Braden taught at the Christian school.
Right. You'd fill in for him sometimes.
Yeah, I fill in for him
look alike.
we have the same job, yeah.
Same face.
And the same face,
Just the voices are different.
Yeah, and they'll be like... They didn't know the difference.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so that would have been 2018.
How do you, like, as an evil person, do you, like, you're reading Superman, like, what is...
I root for the villains most of the time.
Okay,
yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was, like when a good guy such as myself watches, like, say, the Joker movie, and you're rooting, even though you're a good guy.
Right. No, it was more like I wanted to read All-Star Superman because he's sick, and I think that's funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, I was like, ah!
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, cool. Neat. Well, I guess that can be the end of New Nerdshit. I wanted to try out this new segment real quick, and it doesn't have to... We'll just introduce it. We don't have to go into it too much.
Mm-hmm.
But it is, me and Braden, a friend of ours, brought this up to us at a party that you weren't invited to. But it's a segment that we thought...
Of course.
Well, why would we want you there? It's called In the Dark. In the Dark segment, because there's the New Nerdshit, then the In the Dark, where we talk about things we don't really know about.
Right.
And I think the idea of that
How
was
would you talk about things you don't know about?
So I think the idea of it was to talk about things we don't know about, but I was thinking, like, maybe we could just talk about things that we just haven't seen yet. Could be a fun way to do it. Like, for instance, today, when we saw the movie that is our main event for today, we saw some trailers to some upcoming movies.
Yeah.
So we're in the dark. We haven't
about
seen
them,
those
yeah.
yet.
The upcoming.
Yeah. So that could be fun.
Right. So what do you...
Because we'll get down to them at some point.
So how do we... So what do you... So how do we start this?
Well, I mean, the Transformers Rise of the Beast trailer looked pretty good.
That looked pretty dope.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean
it does look good.
It looks... And Bumblebee...
I miss Transformers.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, Bumblebee came out.
Especially the
5 years ago.
Decepticons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do like the Decepticons.
Yeah.
Yeah. They gotta catch a break in one of these movies, you know?
The Decepticons?
Yeah, they're always...
They gotta win eventually.
Yeah. The trailer looked like maybe.
Possibly.
In the new one, but like it's got the Beast Wars characters.
Yeah.
It's called Rise of the Beast, but it's the Transformers Beast Wars series.
Which is one of the best series.
Dude, it's the first Transformers series that as a kid that I saw was like my Transformers knowledge starts with Beast Wars.
Yeah.
And then I found the rest. I was, late early 90s.
I love when cartoons do beasts.
Yes.
I loved when Power Rangers did beasts.
Yeah.
I love when Transformers did beasts.
I like that they're combining them.
Like when Harry Potter did beasts.
Yeah, not a lot of people like that. But they tried it, yeah. Cheetor is my favorite.
Cheetor.
He was my original favorite Transformer.
I like the big gorilla.
Okay. Optimus Primal.
Is that his name?
That's his name, yeah. I wonder if they'll change it for the movie, but in the
I hope
animated
not.
series, Optimus Primal is his name.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So he's a Prime?
I don't remember, honestly. I watched it as a kid. I don't know if he is a Prime.
I guess he's a Primal.
He's a relative of Optimus, or he's a... I'm trying to remember the series. I think the series itself takes place in the, distant future of the Transformers series. So it takes place, years and years and years and years later.
Yeah, from Bumblebee.
No. The not the new movie. The original Beast Wars animated series.
Wow.
I think it takes place it's 5 years after the Bumblebee movie for the movies. I'm just saying in the original Beast Wars, I think it's hundreds of thousands of years later. I'd have to check on that. But
yeah.
So he's a relative of Optimus Prime. I don't know what their plan is for this movie series, but I think it's different. Clearly it's different, but
right.
It looks good. Man.
It looked really
it's
good.
It's coming out next week, and I'm really excited about it.
I want to see that big gorilla fuck things up.
Dude, it looks like he bites the head off of that one in the trailer.
Scorpion thing?
Yeah, that looks pretty sick. The whole battle sequence looked really fucking cool, actually.
Yeah.
They show in the trailer, it's a one shot of just all the Transformers. Cheetor shows up. He runs
Cheetor was there.
I love Cheetor, man. He looks so good in live action. I can't wait. Can't wait. Bumblebee's all there. Bumblebee was such a surprise good movie to me that
I'm guessing Haley Steinfeld's not.
Doesn't look like
Doesn't
she's
look
in
like
it.
she's a character.
I feel like, if anything, maybe she'll just, like, pop up. But
Right,
it
maybe.
is years later. I
It's
think
like,
that
hey,
movie,
it's me.
Haley Steinfeld.
Haley Steinfeld.
You're bringing me back to life. Yeah, that song at the end of Bumblebee.
Yeah.
It'd be fine to see her, but otherwise it's fine either way. But, you know, so that's like an Into the Dark where we just sort of talk about things we're
Excited about. New Flash trailer.
The new Flash trailer looked pretty dope.
Looked pretty cool. I didn't know Michael Keaton... Well, spoiler, I didn't know Michael Keaton was going to... I guess it's in the
Have you
trailer.
not seen any of the trailers?
No.
Oh, dude, honestly, I think that one we saw today was the worst of all the trailers.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's fine, but, like, the first trailer they dropped for this movie was sick. Like, it was so good, and they've only gotten worse, in my opinion. But it still looks fucking awesome.
I'm just excited for Michael Keaton. I didn't know he was going to be in it.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah,
He's going to save that
dude,
movie.
He's probably the reason this movie's still coming out
Yeah,
after everything Ezra Miller did.
Do you think Ezra Miller's going to choke someone in this? Like a choke a woman?
Boom. I think they'd be smart enough to edit that out, but I mean,
Yeah.
maybe not. Maybe choke
Maybe it's going to be like...
steal a child, perhaps.
It's gonna be the Star
Takes
Wars Obi-Wan situation where they have to put a disclaimer
Oh,
beforehand.
God. Yeah.
It's like, we're sorry, no, he was gonna do
We
this.
filmed this movie like years before. Yeah. I'm so glad the movie's actually coming out because like months and months back when all that crazy shit was coming out about him or them, I was just like,
Yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah. He.
Good Flash though.
Yeah. Yes, that's what I
Yeah.
mean. Like I love his character in Snyder Cut as the Flash.
Yeah.
And in the other, every time he plays the Flash, I've always liked it. So, and I've heard nothing but such positive things about this movie. I don't know if you've heard, like people who have seen it.
No.
It's been being shown to loads. At one point, Tom Cruise, like back in like fucking February, was like, "Great, loved it."
They're really pulling out the PR moves to get
Dude,
this
they
movie
really
out
did,
there.
and like they showed it at CinemaCon a few months ago, and everybody that I watched that went to that were like,
Do you think this is gonna be like the last big thing Ezra Miller's in?
I don't know. I heard they are going to like some sort of therapy, like rehab situation. Like, so if that all pans out, I could see Ezra Miller getting back on track, maybe.
Right.
We'll see. I mean, it's their last big thing.
Yeah.
It's probably the last time Ezra's playing the Flash, though, I'd say.
Yeah.
But I saw a thing that came out this week that the director was like, if they make a sequel, you can't do it without Ezra. And I was like, wow.
Oh.
Bold statement.
Well, they're introducing the multiverse.
Yeah.
All
in
of the
this.
multiverses are hidden though, too.
Yeah.
So it's not like there's a different character they
True.
can use.
They're rebooting the entire DC universe with James Gunn. Like there'll be a new Flash. They're just gonna, even if this
Or
movie
James
makes a
Gunn
gazillion dollars.
Cleaning up everyone's messes.
That's
all
kind
the
of his
time.
job right now.
It's like the janitor of Hollywood.
Yeah.
He does a good job.
But he
though.
does
Yeah.
a pretty good job. Did you see Guardians 3?
No.
It was solid. I mean, if you've seen anything he's ever made, it's
Yeah.
always pretty good.
I mean, I loved the Suicide Squad.
Right. Yeah.
The second one.
Yeah. Duh.
Yeah.
It's called The Suicide Squad because it really emphasizes this is the one to watch.
Suicide
'Cause that
Squad.
other one is
It's a-
garbage.
Yeah,
Doesn't even get
multiverse
a
stuff.
Yeah.
Still haven't seen that one.
No, and you don't need to. It's so fucking garbage.
Speaking-
She's never even seen the original Justice League. I just made her watch Snyder Cut and called it a day.
Speaking of Suicide Squad, did you hear that they cast Margot Robbie as Sue Storm?
I heard there was talk of that.
They're
I don't think that got confirmed yet.
I think they
But
might do
I've
it.
heard talks. I mean, if so, sweet. If not, whatever. Like honestly, anybody could play anybody, and I'm on board as long as they're good. But sure,
And it's Sue Storm.
yeah.
No one's like, we need Sue Storm to be exactly like this. She's a
Yeah,
very-
everybody knows what Sue Storm is to a T from the comics, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Blonde,
sure, maybe.
woman,
I don't know for sure.
invisible.
Jessica Alba played her in those old movies, and she wasn't blonde.
They made her blonde.
Did they?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
They dyed her hair blonde.
I haven't watched
or
it
it was
forever.
a wig. I don't
She's
know.
invisible.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it forever. But if it's Margot Robbie, interesting twist from Harley Quinn to that.
For sure.
But I mean, She's a good actress. I'd watch it.
Yeah.
I gotta watch the trailer for the Barbie movie. I keep hearing the trailer's pretty good, and I'm like,
I'm gonna see the Barbie movie.
I'll probably go see it too.
There's like a funny.
Maybe you, me, and Braden can go see it.
Yeah, we should.
Maybe though, just maybe.
Give me a ring.
Okay. Yeah, I will.
Otherwise, I was just sitting in my basement.
Yeah. No, we'll tell you.
Yeah.
We'll invite you.
In the dark.
I'll let him know. Oh.
Yeah.
Like right now, like us.
Yeah.
Cool. But, we'll see where the MCU goes. The MCU's got a lot of work to do right now. And
there's a funny rivalry where, like, Oppenheimer and Barbie are coming out at, like, the same night. There's a big competition of, like,
wow.
who's going to see Oppenheimer or Barbie.
Well, I feel like those are two very different pieces of audience.
That's why it's funny.
Yeah. But, I mean, I'd see either. But I think I want to see Barbie more.
Yeah.
I've heard Oppenheimer looks good. I mean, it's a Christopher Nolan movie.
Yeah, and it's the atomic bomb, which is one of my favorite things ever invented.
It's probably, yeah. Right. Sick. Yeah, it makes sense. World War II was a big fucking time for you. That's probably your favorite piece of history.
I love World War II.
Damn.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
can't wait for 3.
Almost happened there.
Yep.
A couple of years back. Every day it probably almost happens. Well, cool. I don't know. Anything else you're in the dark about that you want to talk about? I'm still looking forward to Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny.
Yeah, tell me how it's good. I heard it's dog shit, and it has the word dial in the title, so...
That doesn't do anything for you?
No, I was like,
okay.
why don't you put the word dial in the Dial of Destiny? Come on.
So you've been against it just from the title?
Yeah, I knew it wasn't going to be good.
No.
Not after Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
I was hopeful.
No, not me. I'm
even
cynical.
Wow, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I knew it was going to suck, especially because Harrison Ford is even older in this one, so you can do even less stuff.
Yeah, I didn't think his age was the issue with the last movie, but... Because, him as Han Solo is still pretty good.
The Shia LaBeouf character was my favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
He was your favorite?
Because he ruined the movie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This one with the monkeys.
Yep. He did. He did that.
He did do that. Yeah, there's a lot. I haven't watched Crystal Skull in a long time. I might do a quick read.
It's bad.
Yeah. I know. I remember seeing it.
He survives an atomic bomb by just going in a refrigerator.
Yeah, that's the beginning of the movie.
Yep.
Here's the thing. When I first saw that
movie... And you can't survive atomic bombs. I would know.
Right.
Because I love to research them.
You would be one if you
could.
I
could. Yeah.
God. But I think when I first saw that movie, I think I was in like 10th grade or something, it wasn't even... The whole movie itself wasn't my issue at first. Like, it's gotten worse over time. It was the ending with the aliens that I think was just like...
That was the part that you were like, this isn't a good movie.
Yes. It just ended so...
It didn't take me that long, champ.
Well, I was more positive back then, I guess. I had never seen a bad Indiana Jones movie up to that point, you know what I mean? There had only been 3 good ones.
Yeah, only good ones, and now there's going to be 2 bad ones.
That's too bad. That is
too bad.
That is too bad. But, film and art is subjective, and maybe I'll like it. Yeah. Maybe those early reviews... I saw it was down the middle. It has like a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, which means 50% of people liked it, and 50% didn't. But the people that did like it, they didn't like it that much.
Right, it's not like they blow them away or anything. Yeah.
Damn shame. But we'll see. These are all movies that Braden and I do plan on seeing and doing for.
And maybe me.
And maybe you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe you. We'll see where time goes. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
If you ever want to give me a ring, you have my number now. Which I didn't know you had before.
Yeah, dude, of course.
When you call me to come do this one.
I have your number.
Braden
yeah.
couldn't make it.
Stupid guy.
I guess I'm, second string.
You're good, though.
Yeah.
You're not, but you're here.
Yeah, I'm bad.
So... This is bone.
I'm evil, Braden. Or Craden.
Grad,
yeah.
Grad is, yeah. Sweet. So, I think we can dive into the meat and the potatoes. The salad,
Tossing some salad.
The apple. I try to get the whole meal.
Yeah.
Meat, potatoes. What else do you have with them? A drink?
Smoothie.
Smoothie.
Maybe.
Dessert.
Coffee.
Love coffee.
Some orange juice.
Maybe.
Some soda.
Yeah.
Some pop?
Is, yeah.
Some sody pop? Graydon says soda. Graydon says pop.
Graydon's a fucking asshole.
Yeah, and it is just to be an asshole.
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse.
Now, I want to give a little brief history on the Spider-Verse thing. And I have to kind of warp this a little, but bear with me. So, Braden and I had...
Where? Where's the bear?
not in the forest.
No, he's not in the
Just
forest.
boars and bears. Boars and birds. That's really hard to say. Boars and birds and bears. Oh my. So, Braden and I, Brad, hadn't seen each other in a really, really long time. And we fell off, and you could almost say our friendship was over.
Ruined.
And it had to be rebooted. So, it was like we were strangers again. He showed back up into my life. I didn't even know it was him. And he was...
It's because it was me.
He was... Because he's an asshole. And he was seeing a friend of mine and my roommate at the time. So he came in and...
Heard a lot about that.
Right, I bet you did.
Yeah.
Hard not to hear it. And he and I would smoke together. That was kind of the extent of our friend. We weren't like friends, but we were getting to know each other.
Talking about how you met Brady?
Yeah.
How our friendship really formed.
How me and Braden's friendship really formed.
Yeah.
Wow. This is beautiful.
So, we would smoke together, and I'd go and hang out. We'd hang out, and it's just dudes getting to know each other.
Yeah.
And
did you suck each other's dicks?
No, we didn't do that.
That's not what he told me.
We've never done that. He told you that?
Yep.
Well, he's a talker, We'd never
Fast talker.
We'd never do anything like that.
Fast talking Brad. That's what they used to call him in high school.
He's got a lot of names. But I think the moment that we became friends, I think that even before we even established, friend, I think the night that kind of solidified that this was a friendship that would one day become two guys that do a podcast together.
Yeah. The ultimate form of friendship.
Right. Was the night where we just on a whim went and saw the original Spider-Verse movie.
Yeah, Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse. It came out in, I think it was November. It was, November, October. I want to say it was probably November of 2018.
Yeah.
Maybe even December. I remember it was a sunnier day, and I texted him, and I was like, hey, yo, you want to go see this movie tonight? Because he was coming over anyways. I think my roommate was working late.
And from what I recall, Braden knew nothing about this movie.
Right, yeah. Nobody really did.
No one really did.
It was a cartoon
wasn't really
Spider-Man movie.
Wasn't really on his radar.
Sure,
He was like, animated Spider-Man movie. He'll pass,
That at the time kind of had, the side Spider-Man character, Miles Morales, who, had gained some popularity, but he'd only really been around for about 7 years at that point in time.
Yeah.
So, who knows? So he and I go, we smoke in my car. Well, that's what we did at the time, because we didn't really know each other, so we get high together, and that made things a little easier.
Yeah.
I remember we were so high that when we went in to see the movie, that we weren't even sure if they were actually playing it.
We were, yeah.
We walked up to the theater. There was no, advertisement for it. I had seen online that it was playing, but, the theater was inconclusive. We walked up to the door, and he went to open the door, and he, it was a push, and he, pulled, so we couldn't get into the theater. So it was oh no, everything was not going well. We got in, and we went up, and the whole time we were we're going to try to get a ticket for a movie that is hopefully playing. So that experience in itself was really funny.
Yeah. I heard about it.
We got the tickets, and we went in to see this movie. And for a lack of better word, it blew our fucking minds, completely. I think right away we shared a look that became a look share thing that we do often now, of just oh, we're experiencing something special.
It's your guys' thing.
Kind of, yeah. And maybe someday you and I will share that
we'll have a thing.
That same look when we realize we're a part of something that we think is important.
Yeah.
And, just for this story, put yourself in his shoes. Be him.
Okay, I'll
be
imagine.
Him.
I've heard the whole story anyway.
Tell me how tell me his perspective of that day.
So yeah, he knew nothing about what he was getting himself into, and the whole debacle of trying to get into the movie theater had him freaked out. So he was already stressed, and he didn't know what this movie was going to be about. But as soon as he got in there, as soon as like the credits started with the
Yeah, the multiverse shit.
he knew that he was going to have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Getting high beforehand was
blew his fucking mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loved it. One of the best movies he's ever seen.
Yeah. I remember showing I probably saw it, I think, like 4 times in theaters. Not a crazy amount, but there was just people I'd be like, you gotta go see this fucking movie, like, right now.
Watch it.
It's so good. And I think that word of mouth from that movie is why it's doing, like, I saw it already made like 200 million.
Yeah,
this weekend.
Me.
I think it made about 300 something million for the last one, its whole run. So this movie, like, everybody saw it, and they also were just like captivated. I think it won like an Oscar. Kind of like
Yeah,
best
it got
animated
something.
film, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, Braden and I had been waiting 5 years now for the sequel to come out.
Ah,
Uh-huh.
been a while.
It had been, and we didn't get to see it together.
That was the first year of your guys' friendship, and now you're on your 5th year.
5th year. Time fucking flies. Sure does.
Sure does.
But he and I didn't get to see it together because you and I got to see the sequel together.
That's right.
So
fuck him.
I guess so. Now you and I have this.
Now we have our thing.
Did you smoke before the movie?
No.
No. Yeah, me neither. Both completely sober for our second experience, whereas we were high the first time.
Yeah.
Huh.
Which is weird because I'm usually a bad kid.
Yeah, you're the worst kid.
I'm the
You're an
worst
evil
out there.
kid. Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't like pull me in your car and be like, fucking do this heroin
Do this,
before we
yeah.
see this movie.
Do this methamphetamine.
Dude, the animation. Let's just get into this movie. Let's get into
it. Let's dig in.
What the fuck did you think of this movie? Let's start with our genuine right out the gate opinions, because we haven't talked about it yet.
I thought it was amazing. I don't know if I like it more than the first one.
Okay.
It's pretty close. I could say I like it more than the first one. The only thing that's holding it back for me is that it doesn't feel like a complete story yet.
Sure, yeah.
Because of the ending.
Yeah.
Because it's like...
Spoilers.
Everything that the movie had been building up to
best.
that point was like about to happen, and then it just ends.
Right, yeah.
And then you're like, oh, whoa, that's where it ends?
Like the action sequence of this movie that you could consider to be the final battle action sequence is more like him running from all the Spider-Men.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it didn't feel like there was a
really
big, climax, or you weren't aware that you were watching the climax as it was happening.
Yeah.
Because even then, I was like, well, how are we going to...
Did you know that it was a two-parter, this one?
No.
Okay, I did. They did announce that these are the next one's coming out in March, so...
Oh,
yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, we don't have to wait very long.
Oh, good, yeah, I thought we were
But
going to have
I
to
knew
wait
going
another...
into it that it was a double.
That makes it better, yeah, because I didn't know... I thought we were going to have to wait another 5 years to figure out what happened.
Oh. But that would go quick.
Yeah.
What's that?
I didn't
Oh,
know
you
it
did.
was a
Yeah,
two-parter
she got
either.
nervous at the end.
And I was just, it was setting up that next part. I'm like, I don't know if I can sit through any more.
Yeah.
I was
so also-
It's a long movie.
I was also
Right,
like,
yeah.
wow, he wasn't kidding. This is a long movie.
Yeah.
And they're just getting started, but they're like, oh, okay, they ended it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, intermission.
They use their time pretty well, though, I think.
Yeah, I don't...
Especially knowing that it's two-part. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of it's character work. For, probably the first hour and plus of the movie is, setup.
It's
character work.
definitely a lot more...
Yeah.
Yeah, it needs it. It's a lot more, complex of a plot, I would say, than the first one.
Sure, yeah.
Because the first one, you could call it a complex plot, but it's still a pretty A to B
Right.
plot of him becoming a hero. This one, I didn't really know what it was leading up to, or even who the real main villain was.
Yeah. Well, they're kind of building up the Spot guy.
Yeah, I was surprised that the Spot guy was kind of a,
Right,
the
they
main
kind of set
villain.
him up to be a beginning of the movie, just thug.
Yeah.
And then he's
Now he's
multiverse level threat.
But
by the
even
end of
so,
it.
he doesn't really... Besides in
They don't show what he can do.
Yeah, besides in the beginning, he's not really an antagonistic force throughout the story. It's more like his personal conflicts between the other Spider-Man and, his family and stuff. Like, that's more of the focus rather than, like, he needs to be a villain in this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a very interesting movie. And, yeah, I would say it's pretty dead even with the first for me.
Okay. Yeah, for me, I think it's tough. I think the first one's such a... I think, because we talked about it a little bit before the movie started, where, like, we didn't have any expectations, so it blew our fucking minds.
Yeah.
We went into this with some expectations, so, like, I think because of that, it had the ability to blow my mind less. I still really, really, really enjoy it. It's a fucking Spider-Man movie that is just... Whoever made this movie loves Spider-Man. You know what I mean? It knows Spider-Man, and, like, both Spider-Verse and Across the Spiderverse are movies that, like, it shows you who Spider-Man is as a character.
I almost felt bad that I didn't know more about Spider-Man because I knew I was missing a lot of references.
There
from,
are
like,
a lot of references.
From, like, old Spider-Man stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I know that's a reference, but I don't exactly know what it's referencing.
One of my favorite references was the Scarlet Spider. But he's, like, brooding, and he's, like, very 90s, and I was like, oh, that's funny. Like, anytime they brought him up, Ben Reilly, that was pretty good. But, yeah, it's just, even, like, just in the background, there's just these little snippets to Spider-Man, like, lore and content and characters.
They surprisingly called back to, like, the live-action Spider-Man movies a lot.
Yeah. When the movie was at the part where they say the thing about that nerd with Doctor Strange, and you said, was that a... And immediately I was like, yeah, because this movie's going to do it a lot. It's going to tie in the real-life stuff.
And it doesn't get old when they do it. Like, it's always...
it's very tasteful. It's not, like...
Very tasteful.
Shoved in your face.
Yeah, that's how you do... This movie is, like, a masterclass in how to do references that a lot of other movies don't know how to pull off.
Yeah.
Because it never felt stale. And, the jokes always landed for me. I loved the Donald Glover cameo.
As the Prowler, yeah.
As the Prowler, that was so fun.
Well, it's like, finally, like, he never got to... They put him in fucking Homecoming and then didn't do anything with that. So it's cool to, like, see him in costume.
Yeah, that it's confirmed that he was the Prowler. Like, he was going to be... That character was going to become the Prowler until they decided, I guess, to do something else with him. But
I mean, they could still do something, I guess. But
I mean, they've been hinting for a while now in the MCU of bringing Miles Morales in, but maybe he'll have his chance then.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely in there.
Yeah.
He says in Homecoming, I got a nephew.
Yeah, and then in No Way Home, or Far From Home? No Way Home, Jamie Foxx is like, oh yeah, there has to be a black Spider-Man out there somewhere.
Yeah. So, yeah. And I just think it's fun that Marvel's doing this multiverse thing, but, like, Sony's Spider-Man continuity also is doing their own thing that ties so well. This movie did a great job.
Yeah.
A great job with multiverse.
I wonder what kind of legal legwork they had to go through to be able to reference all of those movies. This is, like, real...
I mean, I doubt any. It's all Spider-Man content.
Yeah, I guess
Sony
they do
owns.
own it all, yeah.
So they could do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
And they did. I mean, the only one you probably would have to ask about is maybe the Lego part, where they use Lego Spider-Man. Yeah. But, like...
That is a funny part.
Yeah.
That's
like the first one you get that, like, they're going to go to the completely obscene.
Yeah.
And then they do, like, the real-life people, and it's just, like... Because in the first Spider-Verse movie, like, the animation styles were different, but it was all, similar in a way.
I did not get the reference with the real-life woman.
Oh, that's from Venom. That was she's a character in the Venom.
Oh, okay. I knew that was referencing something, but I'm like, that's why I don't know it.
Yeah, if you don't know, that's a completely strange part.
Because that's from...
2 movies you've never seen.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen the first Venom. I just don't remember anything about it. Yeah. Not enough to remember a random store clerk lady.
And she's like a friend of Venom's in the second one. So, yeah. So that was that reference. Yeah. But if that's the only reference you really had trouble with, that's not bad.
Yeah. And when they get to the big Spider-Verse, Spider People stuff, I'm like, I don't recognize most of these, but I saw it was the 90s cartoon Spider-Man. Was that
part of that? Yeah.
Was he like from...
He was there, like, I think almost all the animated Spider-Man were
You know the one I'm talking about. the '90s cartoon, the one with the awesome theme song. Yeah.
My first Spider-Man.
Like that was.
Series. Yeah,
that was that Peter Parker. Yeah.
He's there at one point. I think all of them are. There's the one from like the '60s where he's like coming at him and he can't do it.
Yeah.
That's like in there.
I can do anything you guys can do.
Yes. So it's all that like shorter animated one. He was from the 2000 Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And they got like all the voice back. The video game. Sasuke
Yeah, I saw
guy
that.
was there.
I saw them. Yeah.
It is
video
just
game one
riddled with Spider-Man shit, and I mean that's what you want from a movie called. They took the concept. Okay, let me break this down. What they did in this movie is they took the blueprint, what they made in the first one, and just. Nobody can see what I'm doing, but I'm like throwing my hands out because they went big with all of it. They took all the characters they established and then like did some strong character work with those characters.
Yeah.
Like the movie starts with Gwen's perspective, and you
Which
know a bit about Gwen from the first
choice.
one. Yeah.
I thought that was an interesting
And they
choice.
dive into it so well into this one.
And then like I love
Same
that
with Miles.
at the end of it you realize like, oh, that was just the intro to the movie. That's now the movie's actually starting.
Oh my god!
And it was
like
a whole
20 minute
thing. Yeah.
And it's just like. Yeah, I know. Beautiful intro. That's like a Nerdshit in the dark intro.
Yeah, I love her world. That it's. I mean, none of the characters.
It changes color. It's right out of the original comic run where like the colors all change. Because I have some of those first couple comics.
Are the characters aware that the colors are changing? Or just like our universe is weird.
I don't know. They don't say anything in the comic. They didn't say anything in the movie. I don't know if it's just an aesthetic choice, but like.
That's just how they live.
Yeah.
It's just life, I guess. Would we notice? I don't know. But that's the thing. They incorporated stuff from comics into her world, which I thought was cool. I loved her world. I love like when she hugs her dad and the colors all change.
Yeah.
Like, more positive ones. Everything with all that was great. Her character work, Miles' character work with like his family and like his parents. You didn't really see much of his mom in the first movie, but she's like a central character in this movie.
Yeah, more so than the father, really.
Right.
But the father
kind of flip-flop.
Yeah, the father was still great in this, and he has his own scenes.
Yeah.
But yeah, they definitely gave the mother more characterization, more stuff to do.
Good. I mean, some of her speeches were like very emotional.
Yeah.
This movie made me think. So like when Brandon and I were watching it, like we're gonna be parents. So all like the parent stuff like kind of hit a little differently, and then I was like, man, when that next movie comes out in March, we're gonna have our kid, and that movie's probably gonna be fucking parent tier palooza.
I was gonna say, do you think Peter having his little baby girl, was that doing anything for you?
A little bit,
little spider girl.
Oh, dude,
She's so damn cute.
She was cute.
As soon as I saw that character, I was like, this is awesome. I love the Peter B. Parker character. And I love that he got like a good life.
Yeah, I'm so glad that he is in that. Like, I love, what's his face? Nick something.
Oh, yeah, the dude from New Girl.
Yeah.
Nick, what is his name? Do you know his name?
I don't know his name.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody's name.
What's his name in New Girl again?
Nick.
Oh, his name is Nick in New Girl?
I think so.
What's his name in real life then?
Nick something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think.
Nick and Nick.
I think so. I might be wrong.
But yeah, I love him as well. I can't wait to see more of his character. I feel like if any of the characters got less screen time that I would have wanted, it is the Peter B. Parker in this one. So I'm excited to see him and the little girl May Parker do their
little girl May Parker. She's so cute.
Do stuff in the next
His
movie.
name's Jake Johnson.
Jake Johnson, not Nick.
Nick is
his name is Nick Miller in the show.
Nick Miller in the show. Yeah.
There we go, Jake Johnson.
I think of him as a Nick.
He really looks like a Nick.
But I love that actor. I love his voice acting.
Yeah.
Like, he's really good.
Yeah.
But one thing I was going to turn to you and say was during the chase sequence with when all the Spider-Men were chasing after him, I was going to be like, why doesn't he just turn invisible?
Yeah.
But then they explained that later on, that he wants them all to chase him.
Yeah.
And then he does turn invisible.
Well, a lot of that movie is just like, wait and see what they're going to tell you. You know what I mean? Like, why do they care so much about Miles? Like, what about him? Why isn't he allowed to be a part of their task force? And
you're like...
It takes till about the end of the movie for them to finally be like... And it's so obvious.
Yeah, and I love the new, like, main Spider-Man that they have help him, like, the Hobie.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Hobie,
he's fun.
yeah,
Yeah,
Spider-Punk.
I thought, like, I liked what they did with his character. Like, they kind of set him up to be a rival to him, but he's not really a rival to
He
him.
like helps out.
He's actually a really cool guy.
There's got to be something going on with like
hilarious.
him and Gwen because of like what people say, but like who cares?
Yeah.
He is cool. He what's he say when the black hole's like absorbing shit? He's like, it's a reference
It's
to
to capitalism.
Yeah, his little like one-liners are so funny.
Yeah. And I like that he was like, nah, fuck these other Spider-Man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
he's
help
like
him.
telling him like,
Yeah.
use your palms,
Yeah.
not your fingers. Yeah, to use your powers. Because he's also like mentoring him too a little bit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and I noticed the Indian Spider-Man. I forget his name.
Oh yeah.
He was really funny too.
He's the guy from Deadpool.
He's Dopinder from Deadpool.
Yeah, Dopinder,
Yeah, I was gonna comment on that too. That I really liked those characters.
Mm-hmm. And I'm glad he's part of like the squad that's going in the sequel. And I'm glad they got the old character. I was glad to see Spider-Ham and Spider-Noir back.
Yeah,
because they weren't in the whole movie.
Yeah, I was worried that
the
they weren't gonna be a part of it. I didn't. Yeah, but looks like they'll be a part of the third one.
Yeah, the third movie. That's the thing. Like, it seems like it's just like to me, the movie ends in a way that's like, oh, if this movie was just like 25 minutes longer, you could finish it. So it'd be like, no, they got a whole nother movie's worth of content that they got.
And it's looking like Prowler is going to be one of the main villains.
That twist at the end.
Yeah.
What a cool little twist at the end.
Well, I figured, like I said, I figured it out once you realized they weren't in the right universe, that, and Uncle Aaron was still alive. I was like, oh, Miles is
gotta be somewhere.
Gotta be somewhere, and he's gonna be someone.
Yeah.
And then it reveals that
there he is.
There he is, and he could be a genuine challenge. He looks much harder.
Yeah, I mean, he's a younger than Uncle Aaron is the Prowler.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's literally gonna be fighting himself, and it doesn't look like Miles is like gonna be stuck long. Like the movie ends with him like about to use his electric shock on the chains. So I'll be interested to see their dynamic. I don't think it's gonna be like he's a villain. I think they're gonna like, I think there's gonna be like character development for that.
Miles. Yeah, because this Miles lost his.
Well, like the idea is like, I don't even know if it's the idea, but like, you want to think that like maybe the spider that got taken out of that universe was supposed to bite that Miles, but I'd say it was supposed to bite that Peter Parker.
Probably a Peter Parker in
so
that universe.
I would assume that maybe there's a Peter Parker also in that world.
Oh, I'm assuming, yeah.
There should be a spider. I still see how they tie that in. I'll be interested.
One thing, I thought they were also... I'm surprised they didn't go with this angle either. Because we don't see any other Gwen Stacy's, really. That I thought, oh, is she going to be also an anomaly?
Yeah.
That,
I guess you could just go with, like, the one that doesn't die is the one that can become Spider-Man. Because she does reference, like... Yeah, every time Gwen Stacy falls in love with Peter Parker, it doesn't end well.
Yeah.
And she's the only one that gets to be Spider-Man. You'd think the other Peter Parkers, though, would be, like, more pumped to see a Gwen.
Right.
Because they know that she died.
Yeah.
She's apparently the only one that's alive. But they're just like, whatever.
She could live. Yep.
So, yeah. I don't know. Eh.
But yeah, I love the Tyrannosaurus for his little, little as he was.
Just a quick, I liked all the little plugs, like the fucking...
What was the car's name?
Peter Parked Car.
Peter Parked Car.
Yeah. Just comes in. All of the movies do such a good job of just these little, quick moments.
I know you had to keep, like, reading the bottom.
Yeah, and they were fast, too. You had
Yeah.
to really read if you wanted to read what it all said. Miguel O'Harris, the Spider, 2099.
2099.
Yeah,
and he's a vampire?
He's,
Is he a character in the comic books?
He is. He has his own comic book run. I don't know, it's like set in the future or some shit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember his, like, origin, because he was the post-credits scene character in the original Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
And I've known about him, but I remember looking into it at the time. I cannot remember. He has spider abilities, but he is like a werewolf or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, it looked like he was gonna bite
Yeah.
that villain for 1 minute.
Yeah. And people know. It's not like it's a hidden thing.
No.
The movie kind of makes it seem like it's like he's actually evil.
I thought we were
he's
gonna
not. He's just a...
Yeah, I thought we were going to see it for real, but it never references that.
I'm sure
again.
we'll see it in the next one.
Yeah,
I'm sure they're like hiding it because like he's got to have a character development moment. Because I think one thing, like I said earlier, the movie does really good is it amplifies and tries to show who, like at the core, who Spider-Man is, and they all are like that. But you see this like this whole multiverse squad of these people who are kind of jaded when they shouldn't be, and Miles is going to be the one to like teach them that you like things shouldn't just happen because you think they need to happen. Like you're Spider-Man. Like you need to save people.
Got to figure out how to stop the universe being destroyed.
Right.
Yeah. Once they get past that kink,
they'll get it all worked out. But you can see that like the 2099 Spider-Man guy is just he's so far gone that he's not even like who he should be. He's not Spider-Man. Even Peter Parker's up, but it's like you're not even funny. Like Spider-Man has to be funny, and you're too serious. And it's like and you can see everybody at the end when Gwen's getting shot out, and she goes, "We're supposed to be the good guys," and they all like it hits them, and it's just like, oh man, yeah.
And I love that Miles beat all of them because you feel
he's the anomaly.
Yeah, the inferiority complex kind of where like he's not being included in this great Spider-Verse type thing, and you don't know why, and
he doesn't know why.
He doesn't know why,
and what the fuck is all this about? I want to see my friends.
Yeah, all these other Spider-Men are just shitting on him, and I was so glad when he kicked their asses.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Because he's the only one with like the shock power, so he just
and invisibility,
and he just
and I thought that was so well done.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, this is a plot hole. You should go invisible.
Yeah,
that would be so easy, but
needed him out so he could go back and use the thing. Yeah, the movie's always like a couple steps ahead of the audience. Like you're like, why is he doing that? Does he have a plan? Oh, he does have a plan. Okay, he did the plan. Oh, he got shot to a different universe. Yeah. That twist was super cool. I fell for it, hook, line, and then the movie shows it to you. Like, it really does. We were watching it today, and it says we're sending him to Universe 42, and it's like it's right on the screen. It's not hidden. It's right there. But like the first time I saw the movie, I was like,
"It's going home."
I did not think about it. I was not looking for it. Yeah. So.
Oh, and when I came to the when they said like a police captain close to Spider-Man always dies.
Yeah.
And then like remembering back earlier in the movie that his dad just got a promotion to police captain. Yeah. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah. So it's like, the next movie's like, I think he will save his dad because he's the anomaly, he can maybe do things outside of the canon. I think it would be crazy if it... Well, okay, in the comic run, spoilers, his mom dies.
Really?
Yes. And in the video game, the Spider-Man PlayStation 4 video game, his dad dies.
Huh.
So, like, in the story of Miles Morales, one of his parents do die. And I'm just wondering if they'll take that route in these movies. Because it would be... I don't know.
That would be really heavy.
Yeah.
Especially because...
His mom gets killed by, like, Venom in the Ultimate...
I noticed the reference to Venom in... well, not the Venom reference, but... When they're in the Spider-Man universe, Spider-Verse thing, and like they show like some things always happen, and it showed like Venom taking over Peter Parker. So I don't know if Venom's going to be involved in the third one at all.
Who knows? I mean, he could. You might as well.
Yeah.
They could put anything, and they should put anything because they do a really good job of putting whatever the fuck they want in these movies. Yeah. So
you could do an In the Dark segment about the next one.
Yeah, we could do an entire In the Dark of like where do we think the storyline is going. That could be fun.
That would be fun. Yeah, because
it gives us time to think about it.
Like you said, if they added an extra 20 minutes, they could have wrapped up what they set up.
Sure, in this movie. They could. Yeah. So like, what is a whole nother movie? I mean, to me, that's like. They have the potential, like, with Infinity War into Endgame. I was like, okay, you go into Endgame and, what, you beat Thanos? But then we watched Endgame and it was like, no, they beat Thanos, it goes 5 years into the future, they're living in this world, like, it's a fucking 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
So, like, they have the potential, this next Spider-Verse movie could be, like, an Endgame level type of film.
Yeah, which they could do, because they're They're doing the scaling correctly, where each one's bigger than the next one. This one was way bigger than the first one in scope and scale.
It's definitely bigger. I think that's why I'm unsure if I like it more or less, because like the first one is perfect with the smaller scale, and then it's just this movie's just so big.
Yeah,
that
there's
I
a
have to
lot.
think about
There's
it,
a
but-
lot going on in this movie. A lot more going on in this movie than the first movie.
Yeah.
But
I think
it doesn't.
my only nitpick with it is the jokes didn't land as well for me as the
Oh, I
first
thought
one.
the jokes were.
There were still good jokes, but the first one was so funny, whereas this one, I mean, I don't know, I laughed sometimes, but I didn't laugh all the time.
I don't know if it was because it was fresh for me, but I thought this one was funnier than the first one.
Oh, wow, okay.
Although it's also heavier.
You're evil,
Yes,
so that could be it.
that could be it.
Yeah, it is heavier. It is certainly a heavier movie.
Than the first.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. The themes, so well done. I mean, I
Yeah.
can't get into it enough that I love all the character work. We should, though. That's a really good idea. We should totally, our manager, coming in clutch with new ideas of what we think the next movie could be like. Yeah, it's weird, man. I think back, so I remember where I was when I read that, like, the Ultimate Spider-Man comic series was ending with Peter Parker gonna die, and they're gonna introduce this new character, Miles Morales, as the Black Latino new Spider-Man, and I remember being like, this is not gonna work. Like, I just, not in a way that I was, like, being racist or anything, but it was just, like, it's like when you found out, like, there's a comic run where, like, Captain America is a Nazi or something.
Right.
Like, it just seemed like another thing that I was like, see how this one goes. And, like, I'm a huge fan of the Ultimate Spider-Man comic run. Like, I fell in love with that series. So when I knew that it was going the route where they were going to kill off Peter Parker,
Right.
I'm 20 at the time. I'm such a huge Spider-Man fan. So knowing they were going to kill him off and introduce this, like, new character,
Thank God they did.
Thank God they did. And I mean, the story goes, what did I do? I bought the fucking first couple volumes. I have a ton of those original Miles Morales as Spider. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
That's because when I started reading it, I was like, they're nailing what it means to be a Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to be Peter Parker. And that's when I kind of figured it out. So then to see, and that's in 2011. 7 years later, Spider-Verse comes out. It only took 7 years, and Miles Morales not only was it a success, but like it was such a success that he got his own movie within 7 years.
Yeah.
And there are other people that are Spider-Man.
He's a culture icon now.
For sure, he's
Just
right
like
up
Peter
there.
Parker.
For sure, he's just as popular.
Yep.
Maybe not just, but definitely like 49, 51.
Yeah, it'd be hard to be just as popular from a character that's, from the 60s.
For
as
sure.
almost the 60s,
I mean, it's
but-
Spider-Man. He's like the third most popular superhero of all time.
Yeah.
But I mean, the next Spider-Man game is Spider-Man 2, and it's a combo of Peter and Miles. Like, it's crazy. He's come a long way, and I'm glad to see it in such a little time. And
Yeah. Fans have fully integrated that character into the canon.
yeah.
And these movies definitely helped propel his popularity to where it is today.
I mean, here's the deal, man. If the next movie comes out and it's fucking awesome,
It's going to be probably the best Spider-Man
it's
trilogy.
probably the best Spider-Man. I mean, Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home are also really good.
All solid.
That's a tight trilogy as well. So it's like, though, because like,
Yeah.
the Andrew Garfield ones isn't even a trilogy, and Tobey Maguire ones, the third one's not great.
Yeah, they have Spider-Man 3.
So
Spider-Man 1, 2, great though.
So
And they reference those.
They do, and they can continue doing that, and I would have no grips. But yeah, I would say on a rating scales, I'd give this movie 5 Swampies out of 5 Swampies.
I give this
4.5 Swampies.
I give this movie
Not perfect.
10 atomic bombs.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Out of
11.
11 atomic bombs.
Yeah.
Still enough to kind of destroy the planet.
Yeah. Oh,
Either way.
plenty. You don't need a lot. You don't need a lot.
You'd know, man. You'd
Yeah.
know. Wow. Well, cool. I mean, yeah, it was solid. I'm glad we finally got to see it. I'm glad it finally came out. I'm glad we don't gotta wait very long for the next one. The only other note that I don't think we even really touched on, we sort of did, was the animation was beautiful.
Yeah, very
all
good.
Over the place, great to look at.
Even better than the first, probably. And the
definitely.
first one is beautiful.
Yeah, definitely an upgrade. So fun to look at.
Yep.
Another success.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it again. I mean, I was the same way with the first one, where I couldn't wait to see it again. But
Yeah.
there's like, I just knew there's so much that I probably missed.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's you can show it to other people and see it again and
Yeah.
catch more things. I know for me it was like, I couldn't wait for it to get to the point where they kind of introduce, they say the thing of like, because I don't know if we even touched on this just now, is that he's an anomaly because the spider that bit Miles was a spider that came from a different universe.
Yeah.
And I thought that was such a cool twist.
That's a cool
that
twist.
we knew. I mean, they
Yeah.
tell you in the first movie.
He was never supposed to be Spider-Man.
Right. And I couldn't wait for it to get to that point, so, you know, you could hear it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And that was a great reveal, because I was wondering, I'm like, well, where are other Mileses? Because these are all Peter Parkers and Gwen Stacy's.
Sure.
And other people
Yeah.
that aren't those, but no Miles.
Yeah.
But I just assumed that, like, he was going to be like the Miguel guy, or it's just a random...
Just a random, yeah. But even that guy has another one. There's two of him.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Because in the original Miles Morales comic run, he just gets bit by another spider. Like, it's not from a different dimension. So their own story, they're working it really well. And everyone who listens to this that was thinking about going to see it, if we haven't spoiled it for you, which we definitely did, or if you have seen it and you just wanted to hear people talk about it, go fucking see this movie.
Go see this
more.
movie.
'Cause,
even with spoilers, it's still...
Yeah.
will blow your fucking mind.
Might as well watch it and see what all the hubbub is about.
Right.
Yeah. Cool. Good review, man. Thanks for coming on tonight.
No problem. Don't thank me,
Right.
because I'm evil.
Right. What do you want me to say?
Fuck you.
Fuck you, man. Fuck you for coming on here. God. I really... Fuck you.
I hate you.
Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to plug or anything before we... Because I'd say that's a good, solid, quick
Good
episode.
stopping point, yeah.
Yeah, talked about enough.
No, you know, I had a terrible time.
Mm-hmm. Always, yeah.
No thank you for having me on here. And you have my number.
I do have your number.
Okay.
We'll get to you again sometime. I just hate... It's your voice.
Yeah.
I really hate it.
Yeah, I get
it's
that a
hard
lot.
like, Braden's is so... It's like that,
It's
but
floaty.
it's better.
Yeah.
It's a better voice.
It's a sexier voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. It's, yeah. Yeah, it is.
Mine's sexier?
No.
Oh.
No, his is sexier.
Yeah.
Your voice now is not.
Oh.
That's half the reason we didn't like hanging out with you as kids.
Yeah, I know. You told me many times.
Get your freak voice out of here.
Freaky.
Freaky.
That's what you called me.
Freaky crad.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, usually we like to end the show with like a kind of a musical number that Braden puts on.
Yeah.
I used to join in. I've said this many times. My creative genes for these. We've done like 20 something of these shows, and I'm just out of originality for these songs.
Yep.
So I like to let him do something, but maybe with your kind of jazzy, gruffy voice, you could do something fun.
Maybe like something country, like Old Road.
Okay.
Yeah.
That could be fun. Do you want to...
Yeah.
Before we go, I just want to say, remember to follow us on Spotify, Nerdshit in the Dark podcast. Trying to get a YouTube channel going with our podcast on it as well. Trying to share it on to others.
You guys still trying to start a Twitch?
We are talking about it. We got to make the time and do it. Super easy
I
to
don't
do.
think, but other people have been saying to me.
Yeah.
Because I have friends.
Right. Sure.
That
we do.
You guys are just bluffing.
No, we're not.
And you don't know what any of that fucking shit is.
We know what we're doing, alright? You can tell those people that they need to keep their eyes on the horizon because we're gonna get on that.
I will. Because they definitely exist, and I will tell them.
By July, you let them know that we will have something going on this Twitch thing.
Alright.
For sure. Nerdshit.
By July.
Yeah, I know. I think if Braden and I can really get our scheduling together, we could squeeze one in.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. Can I get like a snap going? Nerd shit. Nerdshit in the dark. Nerdshit. Nerdshit. Nerdshit in the dark. Goodbye.
Good night, shitters.